Hey guys, what's up? It's Finch here. Unfortunately, I didn't quite get around to laddering for the Blaziken suspect in the underused metagame. However, we do now know the results of that suspect, and it turns out that 83% of the 47 voters who have responded thus far have voted to ban Blaziken, which puts us well above the 29 vote minimum necessary to guarantee the ban. So basically, a lot of people got Rex. Seems like north of 50 people got voting requirements for you, probably somewhere in the 60s or 70s, if I had to guess. And a lot of them voted to ban it, 83% of the voters thus far. And that's enough to guarantee that we'll get over to 60% of the people needed to ban it. So you can see a little video of May wishing Blaziken goodbye before Blaziken goes back to the borderline tier. So yes, thank you. Let's look at the metagame though. A lot of people in underused snake draft haven't really been using Blaziken. They've been agreeing not to use it mutually. Of course, still some checks to it are pretty prevalent. We see Salamence, we see Tentacruel, Victini, Latias. So yeah, that's pretty interesting there to see that. With that said, though, Underused Snake Draft, by the way, a really good UU tournament where a lot of great players are playing the SC metagame. It's cool to see some of the Pokemon at the top of the metagame kind of not being necessarily traditional UU Pokemon. For example, we see things like Komo-o, Jirachi, and Salamence, Celesteela, even Tangrowth. Pokemon you don't see a ton in UU, but it's cool seeing something like Crocodile, which was great in UU the last couple of generations, surface once more as one of the top Pokemon, and despite Pursuit, it kind of is able to redefine its niche, and it's really great to see that. Again, we're seeing a lot of interesting combinations here. For example, we're seeing the combination of Victini and Latias a lot, Tapu Bulu and Tentacruel. This makes a lot of sense. They've got a lot of synergy there, and Victini and Latias, despite both being Psychic type, do very different things offensively, so that's fun. In addition to that, it's really great seeing Tapu Bulu in the tier. Grassy Train is very usable in these tiers, and it's great seeing that things like Grassy Seed, Latias, and Reuniclus take advantage of that, so that's cool. But yeah, I mean, getting back onto the topic of Blaziken, I feel like it being gone frees up team building a ton, so you can see things like we just alluded to here. You don't feel super limited to use things like Slowking plus the Intimidate Salamence and whatnot, and overall, it frees up team building a ton, and I'm really glad because I think that UU has a ton of potential in the metagame right now. An alternative, obviously, is going to be Terrakion. We see people discussing it. And Terrakion thrives, especially on these hyper-offensive teams with things like Lead Regieleki or screens from Alolan Ninetales or screens from Grimmsnarl. It's going to be interesting to see what the lead metagame on these hyper-offensive teams will be and how to take advantage of Terrakion and whatnot moving forward. And things like Primarina and Salamence that might have been used to check Blaziken, per se. Still actually have a lot of offensive and defensive niche. That's cool, too. Yeah. Anyway, looks like Hog, the tier leader, had some thoughts to post. Let's just go through that as well. Ladder was really hard with Blaziken. Yeah, no surprise there. Hyper offense is really good, and I'm not surprised if it's still going to be good after Blaziken. Definitely not perfect, but yeah. Not remotely not like Regieleki. Yeah, Regieleki is a huge matchup for this. It forces an electric type Pokemon, which is unsurprising. If you look at the week 5 stats, which is post Blaziken, I believe, or a lot of people agreed not to use Blaziken, basically. You didn't see much win rate from Pokemon like Scizor and Rotom Heat, which is interesting. But I mean, if you look at the Pokemon that are being used a ton, you see competing electric types like Zeraora and competing steel types like Jirachi and Celesteela, which isn't surprising. Also, Salamence and Crocodile, again, still among the top dogs. It's cool seeing Latias, again, being one of the best Pokemon in UU, as it was their last generation. But all in all, I think the metagame without Blaziken is definitely a better one. But I think we're still going to be seeing a lot of the same Pokemon. A lot of Celesteela. I feel like that's been one of the best Pokemon through and through. Salamence and Crocodile are great as well. Jirachi is kind of weird because I don't love it in UU right now. I feel like it's seen so many better days. I can't really take advantage of the more offensively potent sets, but defensive sets and some weird kind of fringe sets, I feel are making decent niches right now. So yeah, Zeraora is also an amazing pivot and form of speed control in this metagame. I'm so glad it felt UU. It's great to see the Pokemon in OU around that wallet because it enables Zeraora to be UU here, where it's one of the best Pokemon. It's a great option. Personally, I've been using it a ton when I'm getting the ladder in UU. It's also cool. We're seeing some nice offensive options right now in this metagame, like on that post. And I think this metagame's kind of got a good balance of archetypes right now. I just think hyper offense would be really good if more people tried it out, though. Not gonna lie, so I'm curious to see how that'll do. I might have to post a video with that myself. So if you want to see more UU content and you want to see me maybe try some hyper offense, definitely let me know on that. But anyway, let's get back to Blaziken. So Blaziken, yeah, the Swords Dance sets, in my opinion, were really, really good. Personally, I like Stone Edge and Thunder Punch as potential coverage move. I did see knockoff a couple times though for Latias, which catching that's quite nice. But after a couple rounds, Stealth Rocket plus 2 with Stab Attack can do a ton of that. What was really important was the metagame had ways to contain it even despite that. Intimidate Salamence, Primarina and Azumarill obviously are great options, but if you got Stone Edge for the former or Thunder Punch for the latter, that's fine. A little bit Aqua Jet from Azumarill can bypass that and make it useless, And the fact of the matter is that Blaziken couldn't set up easily a lot of times, and offensive teams had a lot of Pokemon that are quicker than him, so it needed to get that free turn. And those inherent limitations of Blaziken, what arguably are holding it back in OU right now as well, are holding it back a ton in UU. Don't get me wrong. So there were checks and counters to it. However, I think what was big here is that it had the ability to kill a lot of those checks before they came in, or with just a little bit of chip. So while I do think Blaziken might not have been like quick ban worthy or like outright like ridiculously broken as discussed last time, I think what's important here is that while the checks were there, again, the Latias of the world, the Salamence of the world, the Azumarills of the world, while they were there, as I just alluded to, what's the biggest thing is that it's possible to bypass them. Even if you don't have knockoff, +2 Flare Blitz into Latias is going to be doing north of 50%, well north of 50%, even potentially up to 75-80%. So you got to be careful. You got to keep it all the way at full. And for Pokemon like Latias in this metagame, that's very hard to do. For Salamence, I really like Stone Edge, again, as I said before, Thunder Punch. But even then, I think Salamence is probably one of the better, quote-unquote defensive measures, but it's hard fitting Salamence onto every single team. And on top of that, Stone Edge, and it can be lights out with just a minimal amount of chips. So yeah, you got to be careful there as well. I think Azumarill was probably the best form of offensive revenge killer for Blaziken. And don't get me wrong, I think Azumarill is really good in this metagame, but you get it instantly, really only going to be able to do that once or twice, and you can argue, okay, I'm only getting Blaziken once or twice, and that's fair. I think Azumarill is one of the more valid outs in that regard, but you got to be careful, and you're relying on Azumarill for a lot when you already want it to be a breaker or a win condition with Thunderdrum as well, so it's either here nor there. But yeah, no, again, I think Blaziken was manageable, but I think it was broken. Kind of how I feel about Urshifu in the metagame right now. You can run Buzzwole, you could run, really offensive teams, you could run a defensive core specifically good to beat it, you run Clefable, but all in all, it's still super limiting. It makes team building more awkward and hard and limited, and getting Pokemon like that are overly restrictive out of the metagame is a step in the right direction, and I'm really glad you took this step and voted to ban it. So yeah, I'm definitely happy about this. Wanted to get a brief video out there since I did a video introducing this suspect. I really wish I got the ladder for it, because I've been enjoying UU this generation when it's been more balanced and not crazy after drops, but unfortunately not the case. But yeah, did you think Blaziken was broken in you guys? And do you think it's going to see more usage in OU? Let me know down below in the comments. I'm really curious to hear what you guys have to say. And in addition to that, I really want to play some UU. So let me know if you want to see UU content down below. And if you're lucky, I might just get a live going on Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, no, thank you so much for watching, guys. Hope you have a great one. And a happy new year to my lower tier viewers who haven't been watching all the OU content lately. My bad. I'm definitely going to get more NU content and probably UU content in the coming days. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, I hope you all have a great day. Thanks to Hog and your player base for getting Blaziken out of there. I'm curious to see how the metagame develops. Again, I'm thinking there's going to be a ton of Celesteela and Latias. I think Zeraora is an amazing addition to the tier. I'm really happy to see old UU Pokemon like Latias and Crocodile roam free in this metagame as well. Pokemon I'm not super enthusiastic about the bulky grasses like Tangrowth and Mugs. I really don't like because Zeraora gets kind of stopped by them. But all in all, they're great additions too. This metagame looks super fun to me, and I'm really excited to try it out more and more. So yeah, definitely excited for that, and we'll see what comes. But yeah, all right, guys, that's all I have to add. Wasn't gonna be a super long video, but yeah, have a great day. Thanks to Moat for these UU graphics. By the way, they're super dope looking. And yeah, all right, bye, guys.